That was at Carrow Road, a crowd of almost 24,000 for the visit of Spurs.
Well, despite taking 7 points out of 10 before yesterday's game at Ipswich, Norwich are worse off than before that run. Only 1 point above the relegation group. Injury to Tony Powell means a reshuffle at the back with McDowell and Downs recalled. It's time Justin Fashionault was sparking again. They're banking here on Joe Royle's experience again. A new lease of life and goals in these troubled times. Facing today, Gary O'Reilly, a 19-year-old from Harlow, starting his first full game in the centre of defence. He could have gone to university, but he plumbed for professional football instead. In a Spurs side which has conceded 11 goals in 3 matches and is without Chris Hughton and Don McAllister. They've scored a lot of goals, of course, particularly Steve Archibald and Garth Crooks. But Gary Brooke, another Essex player from Walthamstow, in his first full game yesterday, scored twice, and there aren't many better debuts than that. So the referee here is Brian Martin from Keyworth Notts. The pitch earlier in the day was covered in sheet ice. Now it's in pretty well perfect condition, and it's Spurs in the darker shorts to kick off. Well, no First Division club has scored more goals than Spurs, but only Crystal Palace and Norwich have conceded more, so the chances of getting goals must be pretty good, as Hoadley gets that one away. Spurs, of course, halfway in the table. Their record has really been black and white in more ways than one. Norwich City hovering on the brink of trouble. Crooks gives a return pass, but that's offside against Gary Brooke. He was in Sweden for most of the spring and later part of the summer. Come back with a good deal more experience. Had one part reserve substitute game before this one, but a marvellous start for him yesterday. Here's Maguire to Downs. Fashionault to chase this one. It's a difficult one. It wasn't terribly well hit. Fashionault's done well. Got Goebel on the line, but there's not a lot of room. And it goes up. Hoddle. Nice control. Bond cuts out. There's Yorath. Mendel forward. Goebel in there trying to squeeze Lacey. Free kick given. Well, nice to see the holiday atmosphere here and people still coming into what looks like a very full ground. Bond and Padden on the ball. Just getting Brooke the required 10 yards away. Fashionault and Royal poised there. Royal on the way forward. Up he goes. That was good stuff. Beautifully sharp there. Bond puts the ball into space. Royal's coming in fast for the flick. Tremendous leap and just wide. In goes Bond with Archibald. Fashionault here. He's looking more impressive here as he goes against Perryman. Hooked away, only to Maguire though. In comes Brooke. Did well, they get it wide with a man challenging him. Space here for Mendham to get a decent cross in. In goes Fashionault. It was Lacey over the top. Really putting the pressure on Alexa here. Players coming back into their own penalty area. Goebel's kick. Royal on the near post. Royal flicks it back. There's a foul and a free kick. It's got to be within inside the area, surely. On the edge of it anyhow. Goes Downs, beats Hoddle well. Fashionault. Too strong for Maguire. And Brooke forward to Archibald. There's a great chance here for Spurs. Superbly taken. No chance at all for him. Steve Archibald shows his skill, but how well young Gary Brooke fed him with that pass. And he left Baker with absolutely a hopeless task. 1-0. Well, that was a mistake, first of all, from Fashanu that put Spurs in possession to Archibald, and it's his 17th goal. So now, the promise of goals, which was at the other end, Spurs have put one in, and they've always a chance of scoring more, with players like Archibald and Crooks looking very sharp, and Brook too. This is Villa with McDowell and Maguire. McDowell on that right-hand side. McDowell with Mendham now supporting. Offside. Well, that's a real blow to Norwich City. Hoadley, Yorath and Hoddle. There goes Perriman on the right. Crooks is down the middle, so is Archibald. Goble covering well. Can't get it back to the goalkeeper. That's covered, and Perriman wins by strength and sheer perseverance. And Brook just knocking one over the top. Struggling there a bit, I think, Clive Baker. Well, Perriman did a great job to get that ball to Gary Brook. Snapshot, tried for the chip, and so very nearly successful. Well won by Villa. Yorath, Brook, Archibald on the left, Brook going forward, finding Crooks, a shot, and wide, hitting the policeman instead of the target. But once he jinks onto the left foot, it's dangerous. Brook is very positive and direct. Crooks looks as if he's got a reasonable target here, but off balance as he strikes it, and it's the policeman who gets it. In for Mendham, bit of room here. Free kick given against Villa, I think. Or Yorath for the use of elbows, but Yorath doing the organising of the wall. Padden and Bond on the ball at the moment, with, on the right-hand side, beyond the wall, Royal and Fashanu. Padden, a chip. Here comes Fashanu. Well, you can smile about that. But certainly a free kick. And remember Joe Royal. Exactly the sort of challenge which Alexic had to withstand as he goes for the ball here 11 months ago when Royal challenged and broke his jaw and damaged his knee. Mendham wins it, but McDowell was coming behind him and might have been in a better position to get it. Spurs now. It's only been a little bit bolstered in midfield by that Steve Archibald goal. Here's Crooks. And Archibald wanted it to him rather than over his head. There's Yorath, who's picking up a lot of these balls in midfield. Royal nicely down for Graham Padden. Bit of room here. Goalkeeper had it covered. Difficult one to hit, although it fell on his favoured foot. It's going away from the goal, and indeed I think so is the shot all the time. Offside. Flag is up over the other side of the field now. Fashanu is up there, beating O'Reilly. Bond stabs it forward. O'Reilly wins. Now Padden, players have got to keep themselves onside and spread wide. There's Royal on the left. In for Fashanu. Must have a chance here. He took that well. That seemed to have run away from him before the long legs turned and hooked it in. Knocked in to a group of players, coming forward fast, then it seems to spray away from him, but a quick turn and in off the bar. So Norwich City are alive again, and so is Justin Fashanu. His 16th of the season, and a reply just at the right time. Gogol on, Fashanu looping. Royal looking for support, didn't turn so elegantly there, and Yorath gets it forward. Up goes McDowell, and it's Norwich City looking better in midfield now. Downs over with Gogol on his left here. Hubble coming back to help here. A moment, it's into Padden. Just couldn't control it. That was a nice one though. Dashing forward through midfield. Going at pace here, Graham Padden. Such a difficult ball to control, and didn't quite manage it. He was through though. And it's Royal who slips, although the flag had gone up for offside, and it's been restarted anyhow. Archibald. There goes Roberts down the left-hand side, and Mendham's seen it. Giving the ball away quite a bit. Spurs at the moment, and Mendham's gone forward, offside, and they were battling hard to stay on, and Fashinu's still going, but it won't count. Just a minute, the flag is still up, the linesman over here. No, the referee wouldn't have given it. The Spurs players pointing towards Jim Borrett, the linesman. They say if you made a decision, stick to it. But that one would have counted. Fashanu battling here with Archibald, and it was Alexic who pulled a decent save out. Tips it over. I thought it wouldn't have counted. The linesman was still flagging at this stage. Up goes Villa. Brooks can't get hold of that one. Well, Baker had alarming moments early on, but it's been quiet for him in the last 15 minutes. Royal and Lacey challenging there, and Lacey is penalised once more. Having an easy time against Joe Royal as Padden chips one forward for John McDowell out there. Straight in for Fashanu. Knocked away well by O'Reilly. McDowell again, that's a good cross. And Royal hit the post. What a beautiful bit of play. Two superb quality bits of play there by McDowell getting across this position, and Royal with that powerful flick there that really Alexi didn't know a thing about. And there indeed is the whistle for the end of the first half. 45 minutes full of passion, always the promise of goals, and so as it happened, Archibald came up with the first one after great work by Brook. Then Norwich City battled back gradually, and a great piece of opportunism by Justin Fashanu put them back on level terms. Joe Royal hit the post. There's definitely promise of more and a lot more action in the second half. Half-time, Norwich City 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. So we restart the second half, 1-1. Let's go immediately to the Norwich manager, Ken Brown. Ken, any points made at half-time?
No, only to carry on where we left off, Jerry. We're pressing them and keeping them under a lot of pressure there. If we can maintain this, then we should have more joy from it.
That's the nice thing about watching Spurs. They're always liable to score a few goals, always liable to concede them. They've scored 47 this season. Only Southend can equal that, but of course they've played a couple more games. Here's Hoddle, getting away from that tackle well. In for Brook. Hoddle now, chipping one. Oh, gracious me. That was superb. Well, that was floated in. You could see the target, and he hit it with tremendous efficiency. Evading that tackle, he comes in, he's looking perhaps for a shot, then for Brook. Now, Brook can't do much, so he just knocks it back. And a quick assessment, he hits it, and it's wide and dipping and in. Tremendous goal by Glenn Hoddle. International quality finishing that. Maguire straight back to McDowell. Norwich might be through here. The offside trap didn't work. Fashanu driving. Mendham blocked. And in the end, nothing. He did well in the end. But Spurs trying an offside trap that failed, and it's been called out once or twice in the game. In goes Bond. Fashanu, that wasn't a good pass either. Making a half of Villa though. He does a good job to find Roberts, Hoddle and Perryman. Archibald down the right. Getting away from his man comfortably enough, and that's a good run. Archibald pursued by Bond. In for Villa. Mendham surely balking him. Well, he's a strong fellow, but Mendham wouldn't let him go by. Spurs looking pretty impressive on that break. Villa with the corner. Lacey is up there. Crooks and Archibald obviously with Brook. Lacey got it. Archibald and Hoddle again. Not quite so lucky that time. Maguire looking for one to go forward to Goebel. Out comes Alexic. Well, it wasn't so much brave goalkeeping as brave forward play to rush in on that flying foot. But goalkeeper did a good job. And it's an up and under again. Lacey finds Roberts. And Yorath. Oh, well won by Maguire. Over for Fashanu. And O'Reilly is there to knock it aside for Hoddle. And that's a giveaway from Hoddle. That's not England quality this time. Fashanu. O'Reilly thumps it away. Went straight to Archibald. There's Crooks up. And Villa alongside him. Strength from Villa got him through there. In for Hoddle once more. Padden challenging. And Brook. Oh, that's a cracking shot. Well, Brook has no first division experience to call on. Yorath the rebound. And cut out by Mendham. Roberts stayed there for 1 minute. Didn't it too long. And now it's Goebel cutting in for a drive. Oh, and at the second attempt, Alexic holds it. A smile of relief. Dismay for Steve Goebel. Driving run by Mendham. Engages the defender, then slips it to Goebel. He pushes on into the danger area. The angle disappearing all the time. But he needed 2 grabs at that. Meanwhile, a substitution. 3 players go to the touchline to find out who's going off, but it's Villa to go off, and it's Paul Miller, a defender, to come on. Woods, is he ready now? Fashanu losing control there, but it's Goebel on the break here, driving it. Well, nearly fooled Alexic there, who was expecting the shot across the face of the goal. But did that get a deflection? Goebel going for one, and deflected, I think, by the foot of a defender away from Alexic, so a corner. Meanwhile, the play held up for the substitution of Downs to come off, Woods to come on. Hoadley can't get there, and Alexic nearly didn't get that. Bond whistles right over the top. Close there, and Alexic seems to be hurt. That seemed to be pure accidental stuff. The corner comes over, up goes Perryman with the goalkeeper. Then as it's cleared, Perryman's coming back, and it's a clash of chin and the back of the head before the goalkeeper in fact doesn't go straight down. He stays on his feet until Bond shoots over the bar. But is that the chin or is it the knee? No, that's knee trouble. And of course, a tragedy for Alexic is 11 months ago, playing in the 3rd round of the Cup, that he clashed with Joe Jordan. He had jaw and knee injuries then. It took so long for him to get back into the game. He came back in the match a couple of games ago. Conceded goals at Middlesbrough, 4 of them, and I'm afraid is in trouble here. What a sad moment for Milja Alexic. And Hoddle, who has been called on in these situations before, and indeed in the cup tie at Old Trafford, he replaced Alexic in goal, did a superb job, and they won that game. Here comes Baker unchallenged. 15 minutes left. Maguire getting it forward, but can Goebel get that one? Yes, he's done well against Roberts. Still to beat him yet. He's done that too. And Fashanu here. Royal. Oh, brilliant save. Oh, he pulled that out with real aplomb. In for Royal here. Quick turn as it came back off Fashanu. And look at this for a good piece of handling. But now it's Norwich City pushing forward again. In for Maguire. 2 players free here. McDowell with a lot of room. Goebel is on the right-hand flank if he's required. Into the middle, but a bad one. Goebel, no room at all. McDowell chip for Fashanu. Did well there to protect it from O'Reilly. And doesn't fall to anybody except Fashanu again. Fashanu still coming. Down he goes. Penalty. Referee didn't hesitate long there. Fashanu battling his way through. Turning past Lacey. In comes Perryman, but he's already down. And it's Lacey's challenge that brought him down, not Perryman's. Lacey disputing it a little bit still, along with 1 or 2 other Spurs players. Perryman, I think, making the point that the challenge was made outside the area and he tumbled inside, and it wasn't Perryman who brought him down, but it won't make any difference here. It's going to be a penalty. It's going to be Hoddle with a real test here. Scored 1 already. They're leading 2-1. He's performed miracles here, but Bond has a marvellous reputation from the penalty spot. The Norwich City captain. It's in, but Hoddle guessed right and came very close, I suspect, to getting it. 2-2 though. Well, how close was it? Decisively hit, he's going nearly there, but near isn't near enough, and that's 2-2. So Bond back in business. Decisively taken penalty has given Norwich City 8 minutes left, playing against 10 men to pick up more and both points. Roberts still runs and wins a corner. So it's Spurs with 10 men only pushing forward in the closing minutes. With the courage to push up Lacey. Anxious moments then for both sides. 2-2 at the moment as the corner is driven in. Still Spurs in possession. Up goes Crooks. Maguire can't get it away. Archibald turning. Now Royal thumping it. Archibald is still there. And still it's Spurs in possession. Lacey. Perryman and Brook. Brook still going. And fortuitous one to John Lacey. In for Archibald. And now Brook. And it's falling to Crooks on the left foot. Great save. Wonderful stuff here. Still Spurs pushing forward with only 10 men, but plenty of heart. Well, Spurs seem to have Norwich City on the wobble there as the ball comes over from the right-hand side from Lacey. There's 2 or 3 players lining up for a shot here. Comes out eventually to Crooks, Brilliant save. Minute and a half of time added on now. Mendham gets it, but it's only to Crooks, and it's flicked on to Brook. Down he comes, a free kick to Spurs. They'll push players forward again. It could be their last chance. Lacey getting himself onto the edge of the area with Joe Royal. Yareth supporting him behind. And Perryman's kick. Up goes Lacey. Gets in. Here's Archibald. Blocked by the feet of Baker at the deck. Lacey did a good job there. Still not over yet, though. Another push. McDowell away. Perryman a knock into Brook, but it's Mendham. Can he get one forward? Because there can't be any time now. We're going to test Hoddle once more. And Lacey should have this one. He didn't really want to push it back to the goalkeeper. But at the other end, there was certainly real danger as Perryman pumped that free kick in. Lacey did a superb job here, getting up, and Archibald's on his way. It needed a touch, but the foot of Baker just stopped Spurs getting the win. And indeed, there is the whistle for the end of a very, very momentous game. Early in the second half, it was Glenn Hoddle who put Spurs back in the lead. Then, of course, he was pulled back into goal because of the injury to Alexic, but finally beaten by the penalty of Bond. But even after that, there could have been more goals. So, a result, I suppose, which both sides would have hoped for more. 1 point each, particularly Norwich City, but a good one for the spectators. Final score,